Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Eternal Sonata. So, after taking the time to do the necessary grinding here at the end of Fort Fermata, everyone now stands at experience level 20, which, as I have stated before, once we complete this boss duel that's upcoming, you'll see why it was so necessary to get to experience level 20. So, as it stands right now, I've got the boys that are going to be wanting to put themselves in the line of danger against this big ugly boss. Now, I could use Viola here because her attacks are so devastating. She does have the heal arrow ability, but the way that her arrows aim, she would have a very low hit rate against this thing. So let's go ahead and beat this guy up and his little underlings too. All right, we have the first attack, so go. Now let's get rid of the magic casters first. Yeah, every part of the enemy is vulnerable here. Even its blades can be attacked and you can score damage on it. It's just one of the really great things that this thing has such a massive hitbox. And it really can work to your advantage. Alright. Oh! He attacked me with my back turn! Well played. Very well played. Gets to the perfect position where my back is turned and there's nothing I can do about it. Very well done. Alright. Let's beat this guy up and finish him out. And then turn over and use the special ability. Alright, there we go. And let's start picking on this guy. Let's make an example out of him. Wham!
Leave this place.
Ah! Couldn't see that. Oh, crap. Healing will be mandatory on Frederick's next turn. There's no question about that now. Yeah, it's not easy when you can't see the times when you need to react. And let's beat some breathing room here. Get him out of the line of fire, so to speak. But yeah, mandatory healing. No choice. But we're beating this guy up for such massive damage, we could easily have him beat on the end of my next turn. Haha, you got nothing. But I'm gonna get a lot of everything. Yeah, because I'm at experience level 20, I am really overpowered. Which means beating this guy goes by really fast.
How was that?
It went very well. And as a result, you were wondering where we were going to get the key from? Well, we finally got it from this boss. Yeah, that's the key that we needed in order to open the door to get in here initially, but of course, that was not the way we could get in. We had to use the detour. And of course, that led us into the path that we took to get through Fort Fermata. And we also picked up the Lace Veil, which is an accessory that increases max HP, so someone will definitely be getting use out of that. And our party level goes up, which means we will now start to see handicaps placed on us. There wasn't really much of a handicap placed on us before at party level 2, but now we will start to see actual handicaps placed on us during the course of battle. It includes the following. We now have actual tactical time. It's no longer infinite. We only get 3 seconds of tactical time, and that is it. You can't have any more time than 3 seconds before you have to make a move. And in addition to that, we used to have 5 seconds to be able to do all of our actions during the course of battle. Now we only have 4 seconds. And that'll pretty much will remain with us for the rest of the game. We'll only have now 4 seconds to do all actions during the course of battle for each character. But, on the other hand, we now have some advantages to compensate for what we are losing. You may have noticed it says Special Attack Slot 4. This now means that we can have 2 special abilities that a character could use for each of their light and dark special attacks. And that, as mentioned on the list there, you can hold down R2 to change between either one. So I just hold down R2, press the special attack ability, special ability, attack button, whatever, and then that'll use that ability other than instead of the one that was already placed at first priority. And in addition to that, we now have 20 item slots that can be used when setting items for going into battle. So that pretty much covers everything that we need to cover for where we're going to be for the next little while, so let's be on our way. And it's time for a prolonged cutscene.
My goodness, this really isn't much of a fort, is it?
Well, given the lack of soldiers...
They're more worried about an invasion from Baroque these days. They've probably pulled out almost all the troops from here.
No matter how much time passes, war remains.
Yeah, it is the sad truth of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I've even heard rumors that Baroque has been supporting Andantino. For Baroque, it's an easy way to shake up things in Forte without getting their hands too dirty.
Andantino?
Yeah, we're going to learn a little more about these guys.
Been trying to start a revolution in Forte territory. Basically, they're a bunch of rebels.
Wouldn't a revolution be destructive?
But isn't a revolution better than nothing? It may improve people's lives a little. And that's a good thing, right?
It's not that simple, Beat. Think about everyone involved. Andantino, Baroque, Forte. Which one should win? We ordinary people don't have any way of knowing which of them is right.
It does sound like Ukraine these days, doesn't it? I did mention that before in a previous episode.
But one of them has to be the good guy, right?
Who knows? They might all be evil in their own way. Then again, they might all be right. It's hard to be sure.
Yeah, it's amazing how it can conflict like that, can't it?
How are we supposed to figure out whose justice really is true justice?
Indeed. So we're going to leave these guys for a moment. And we're going to go to this old beaten up shack, to introduce you to some of the members of the resistance group Andantino. And they're right over in the next room over here. And they're having a conversation over some wine, apparently.
Can you explain it again, Jazz?
Claves, why do you always need things repeated?
I'm sorry, but this is an important mission, so I want to make sure I get it right.
Yes. This mission is vital to our cause. I'll explain it once more. Is that all right, Falsetto?
Fine.
Yeah, apparently someone is a
The
ditz.
objective of this mission is to rescue the guardian of Agogo Forest, who is being held captive in the dungeon beneath Forte Castle. We'll infiltrate the castle tomorrow at dawn.
But the castle gates are heavily guarded. What will we do about that?
That's a good question.
The underground passage between Hanan Hills and the prison. This information is solid. Our members spent a full year investigating it.
A full year?
Falsetto's right. It won't be that difficult a mission. We just have to bring the guardian back.
Excuse me, but why are we rescuing her anyway? I mean, how will this mission benefit Andantino?
That's a good question.
Apparently Waltz is searching for glowing Agogos. One of our members spotted his man Fugue in the Agogo Forest.
Yeah, that would be the monocle-based
Makes
assassin.
sense that they would want to detain the guardian and make her tell them about the glowing Agogos.
The glowing Agogos? But what on earth does Waltz want those for?
Well, they do taste good in soup.
Falsetto, if you don't take this seriously, we'll end up making a mess of even the easiest missions.
Yeah, pull it together, girl.
Apparently, Agogos dramatically increase the effectiveness of mineral powder. But it seems that only the glowing ones have that effect. If Waltz gets his hands on them, he'll be able to create an unlimited army of mindless soldiers.
I guess from Waltz's point of view, By multiplying the effect of the mineral powder with the glowing agogos, he'll be multiplying the number of troops he has at his disposal.
I get it now. And then he'll use those troops to fight against Andantino.
I don't know about that. I seriously doubt he'll be attacking Andantino anytime soon.
Well, we did hear from
Probably
Count Waltz
considers
himself
Baroque
that he
more of a
isn't
threat.
all that worried about Andantino.
All right, you two. Come on. I think it's about time we cut the chatter and got to work.
And we shall do the same. So, back to Fort Fermata. But before we go, turning around, because I want to go ahead and open this door using the key, and in so doing, we're now back at the beginning. So, just to show you what that does. But now that we've used the key and taken the long convoluted path, we can now get out of here for real. But there is a treasure chest I want to obtain before we leave. And it's right over here. We are getting a score piece. Alright, yeah, I mentioned about these before. They're just little pieces of music that, if you speak to the right people, you can play music with them, and if you play the correct music, the correct score piece, you have a chance to get a special item. So, it's not something I do often. In fact, I can only remember like maybe 1 or 2 people that you collect the score piece and you can play the correct piece of music with them to get a special item. I will be able to demonstrate that over the course of this Let's Play, the one that I really know for certain. So, as it stands right now, I think we're good with the party we have, so let's get out of here. Off we go to our next destination. So this is the last place between here and Forte Castle itself. And as you can see, we got some rather foreboding monsters to deal with as we make our way onto the Hannon Hills. And check out the awesome tower in the background. Yeah, we'll be crossing that place eventually too. Alright, so let's go ahead and save our game. Now that we've gathered all this vital information. So we learned a little bit more about Andantino. We've also learned a little bit more about the plight of the members of our party, trying to figure out what is the best way to deal with the situations that are in front of them. So, with the game saved, we can now continue. And so, here's where we're going to, as I mentioned before, here's where we're going to start seeing the situation of the handicaps really starting to get put to use. As I mentioned before, we now have only 4 seconds to do our actions, as opposed to 3 from before. And here's another thing that you're going to start seeing. Did you see the monster change there? Yep. Because now we're going to start running into monsters that can change as well, depending on whether it is it's sunny or it's cloudy. You may have seen this already, actually, way back in Chapter 1, in one of the earlier episodes, where we were fighting the little mini bulbs of garlic, but then they turned into really giant bulbs of garlic. And these monsters are another demonstration of such monsters, where they can be one enemy in one place and a completely different enemy in another.
Not much to you, huh?
Alright, so let's get the chest that was behind him containing a club clover. Yeah, we got a lot of club clovers during the course of grinding. In fact, we got a total of 38 of them now, and they heavily outweigh the number of peach cookies and floral powders that we have. I might want to sell some of these because I really don't use the clovers that much. But we'll make a decision on that later. So yeah, here's another instance of the giant uglies. I'm gonna see if I can fight them as bats. We'll see if we can get that to happen. Okay, there's
Think
one
I
in the
should go
corner.
easy on ya?
Let's go ahead and fight the bats.
Void Egg! See the afterlife?
Oh, gotta keep it in the dark. Keep it in the dark, boys. Keep it in the dark.
You grave!
Yeah, you can really see how much having one less second to attack makes a whole world of difference. Oh, Alright, we killed it off. Yeah, by this time, since the clouds have rolled in, this enemy has changed. And it's now a bat instead of the whatever the heck that was. I never know what to describe that thing as. But we do... Oh, I missed completely. Ah, nuts. Well, let's see it attack. Oh! Oh! Yeah, that was definitely caught off guard because I don't see its attack as the bat that often. So yeah, suffice it to say, I definitely got caught off guard when it used its special ability. Now keep this little pattern on that rock in mind because we'll be coming back to it later. Alright, now let's go ahead and take on some new palette-swapped goats with angel wings and halos and fire on their hooves. Yeah, we got more of these things, but they're a little stronger now because we're in a new location.
Not bad.
And unlike the monsters we just fought, these ones, you may have noticed, will maintain their form in the shadows as opposed to being in the light. Alright, go. Yeah, because as you notice, their fiery hooves allow them to maintain their light elemental positions.
What did you expect?
Their light elemental status. Alright, continuing on. Go up here. Yeah, I really like that tower there. That'll become important later on, so let's go ahead and take on some more horned goats. Alright, and as the path continues to wind, we can see that there's a treasure chest down in there, but before that I don't know what you would call that. The way that the path turns around on itself, but yeah, at the end of that path is a treasure chest, but we can't get to it yet. Plus, in addition to that, we have a little mini cutscene. Because here on the right, someone is under attack. Oh, somebody help me! Yeah, merchant and his cart and his horse are under attack by these guys. A mixed combination of monsters.
Please take care of that.
Oh, it changed to a bat because it's hiding in the shadows.
See the afterlife?
But not anymore. And I'm able to hit the monster in front of me on the back, on the tail. Alright, that's gone. Now let's shoot down the bat. Shooting down the bat. Alright, it's gone. Now for the goats.
Not bad.
Okay, now it gets to attack. Held my own against the special ability. Oh, drop your guard. Come on. Oh, wow, and it drops its guard once I use the special ability. Yeah, that doesn't always happen. Yeah, it doesn't always happen that it'll drop its guard when you use the special ability. That was close, thank you. I thought I'd give this fellow a rest, so I stopped my cart, but then those monsters showed up and caught me by surprise. Yes, at least you guys are alive and well. I'm so glad my merchandise is okay. Oh, that's right, I forgot to mention that I am a merchant. I pack all my goods on my cart and sell my wares wherever I go. From time to time, I carry items that you won't find anywhere else. Why don't you take a look at what I've got before you go? I'll even cut you a deal since you did save my life. Yeah, I think we can see what you have. So, let's go ahead. You can also rest with this guy. He can also offer you some lodging. And he'll give it to you free because you did save his life. It doesn't always work that way though. That comforter was nice and warm, right? It's brand new and fitted with very expensive goose down. And so now, let's see what we can buy from him. So it looks like we have new weapons. We have a weapon for Polka, but that's the only weapon. So let's go ahead and buy one for her. And these guys already both have breast guards, so we don't have to worry about that. Both Polka and Beat can be equipped with a fancy clothes. Frederick can be equipped with a coachman's coat. So, by the looks of it, the best thing to do is to buy 2 fancy clothes, one for Polka and one for Beat, and buy a coachman's coat for Frederick. So let's go ahead and equip those. So Polka is now getting a big jump in her attack, 18 points plus an extra point for her defense, which is good. And in addition to that, we're giving her the fancy clothes, and as it says, increased tactical time. There are some armors that will allow you to increase your tactical time. They'll give you 5 more seconds of tactical time if you need it. But usually, once you get into a rhythm, you won't really be heavily reliant on an increase in tactical time. Let's give the coachman's coat to Frederick. He's getting a 16-point jump in his defense. And only a minor increase in attack or in defense for Beat, but he'll be fine. And we're good with everyone else, so that's fine. Okay, and then I can switch everyone's abilities around. There have been some abilities that have been gained, so let's go ahead and start putting them into our alternate slots. Allegretto's picked up Fire Wave, which is like the Phantom Wave that we've seen from before. So we'll use these 2 as his alternate abilities. And then, for Frederick, we can now give him his Coup de Grace ability, which is an attack. And we can also give him... I'll give him the Coup de Jarnac. He also got Mirage Blow during his grinding, and that is an ability that decreases the attack of your opponent. Not something I really use, because I prefer Coup de Jarnac because it can hit multiple enemies, so it's something that I prefer to use instead. Alright, and then for Beat, well, we can give him the Sledgehammer special ability, so that's his melee special ability, so that can be used if he needs to. And then for Miss Viola, we can equip her with her Heal Arrow ability that she got at level 15. She also got it at level 20, Hawkeye, which is something that I've never really understood quite how that works, but it allows me the ability to now attack from distance with a special ability for Viola, so she doesn't have to rely on the Bone Crumble melee ability all the time when she's in the shadows. And as for Polka, we can give her... she gained 2 light abilities. She earned Earth Heal, which heals multiple party members, but not Polka herself. And she also got Shooting Star, which is the equivalent of Shade Comet. So we're going to give her Shade Comet and Shooting Star for her alternate abilities. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put Shooting Star at position 1. I think that makes more sense. And for that matter, let's put Coup de Grace as primary ability for Frederick and Sacred Signature as alternate ability for Light Elemental for Frederick. So, yeah, that should cover it. Alright, so now that we have everything covered, let's go ahead and save. And so I'm going to take a opportunity to do that and bring this episode to a close. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Eternal Sonata, and when I join you again, we will continue to make our way through the Hidden Hills, and continue to make our way towards Forte Castle, cause it's not far now. So until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Novora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.